Tell the DJ spin it like a Beyblade. Tell the DJ spin it like a Beyblade. Dust my feet, let my shoes at the front door. Top flow sweet, heaven gates, that's a condo. Dust on my feet, let my shoes at the front door. Dust, tell them folks in God I trust. Had to dust my feet, let my shoes at the front door. Top flow sweet, heaven gates, that's a condo. Dust on my feet, let my shoes at the front door. Dust, tell them folks in God I trust.
Shalom, kings and queens, what up? Welcome back to IMTV Talks. And now I'm talking to one of my good friends, Minister Kiki. What is going on with you?
All the good things, all the great things, high, low, big blessings, small blessings, everything's great. Today's a great day to have a great day.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's awesome news. And can you share with the listeners where you're from?
I am from Fort Worth, Texas.
817 in the building.
817. The one and only.
Man, so can you share like how you got introduced to the Most High?
How I got introduced? Well, I have always, for the most part, have been knowing who God was and knowing who and being a part of faith like that. However, really introduced, like for real, like hold on, like something else, there's more to this. I was 23, so it has been a 5-year journey of really getting to know God on a deeper level. Because I always knew there was more, especially because he encountered me. So it's been fun. That's really how I've been introduced in a way to where I like to be out in nature a lot. I like to take walks out in parks and scenic areas. And so there was just one day where it was exceptionally quiet, not to where I was scared about it, but I was like, there's someone, I don't know, like I just feel like I need to start talking in this moment. And so I just said, I feel like there is more. So if there's something that you want to show me, then show me more. And from that point on, it has been on and popping. And so that's really how I got introduced in that moment.
Man, true that. And it's dope that you are known for living your life according to God's will, but you are also into poetry and dance. Like, how did you develop those talents?
Poetry, I just really started confirming and affirming with myself that I like poetry, because I've always been deep. Like, there's just some, whenever you are younger and you just have all these deep emotions and feelings, and people are like, okay, it's too much for that. I didn't know how to channel that, but I would write a lot. So whenever I would write, and I would just write down what I was feeling and what was going on and how it would go. I was like, wait a minute, this is actually turning into some poetry. Like, this is actually what it looks like. And with that, I met my pastor and my first lady, and they really like poured into me like, you do poetry. That's what you do. I'm like, I mean, yeah, I guess that's what you would call it. And then after I really started looking into it, I'm like, no, that's really what this is. So as far as getting into poetry, I just love writing. I love words. I love how people use them. There's just so many different words, and it really blows my mind how people use them in such a way that could be powerful, that could really just change the dynamic of anything and everything. So I've always been in love with words, so I think I've really been a poet by heart. As far as dance goes, a lot of times when I'm in church, I always get into praise dancing. And so it's just something like I really love music, and it made sense. And so with that, I was also in drill team in high school for 3.5 years. Yeah. So 3.5 years. And it just, I don't know, that dancing has just been something that's always stayed with me. And anytime the opportunity has just presented itself to dance, and most times it's in a praise dance form, I'm like, let's do it. And it's always a powerful experience when I do it. So That one is just one of those, I guess, with dance, it's just one of those things I just really like and love to do. And so, yeah. I don't know if I'm doing decent on this interview. Am I giving enough?
Yeah, this is
work.
Look, you giving all the right answers. Look, that's no problem at all. But matter of fact, I want to bring up like how we first met. We actually met at Life Through Art. Like, how did you hear about Auntie Fear and Life Through Art?
So with that one, okay, so my pastor was connected with Thea, and he was saying like how great she was, and like he was like, she has this thing, there's like an open mic night, and it's just really powerful, and I just know it would be great. I need to connect you with her because that's your scene, that's you. I'm like, okay, like, I guess maybe, because I definitely am someone that is in my shell a lot. So really going out and being out with my gifts is not something that I was used to, but now it's just like, this is what I'm called to do. So step into it with your boldness. So it was actually the week before I was talking with First Lady, and she was like, I think that there is something coming up. Like, you really got to go to it. I'm like, okay, if this is the second time someone's bringing this up in a separate conversation, I might need to check it out. So not something, it was the Most High, saying, hey, just ask whenever it's going to happen. So I was like, hey, so that open mic night that y'all were talking about, I was talking to Pastor about it. I was like, hey, so when is that? Because I'm interested in going. I think, I should just get out of my comfort zone, get out of my shell, and just go. And he was like, well, actually, it's going to be this Friday. And it was Wednesday when I talked to him. So I was like, there's no way that I'm going to know this early in advance to provide an opportunity. I'm not doing anything on that day. Like, it's just an open window for me to go. And God has been telling me he's taking me to other levels and new levels. But in order to do that, I got to step out of my comfort zone. Because that's not where that's just not where things are going to happen. So I said, okay, y'all aren't going with me, which that made me even more scared. But I said, you know what? I'm not fearful. God didn't give me a spirit of fear, so I can't go. I can't do that. So let me just go. If I go once, we'll see. And so whenever I went, there was a blessing waiting for me for real. It really exceeded my expectations. I've loved everything about it from start to finish, how everybody had their gifts, and recognizing how there's so many people like you just out here doing things for God. Like, I was truly inspired. Really inspired. It really like pumped up, like, wow, okay, like if they're out here doing something and like really moving with their gifts and making things happen and creating things, and who's to say I can't do it as well? So it was beautiful. It was beautiful, and I'm excited for the next one to go to. So excited.
Man, that's what's up, man. And also, you recently shared that you had the blessing of becoming a licensed minister. Like, how did that happen?
Look, I'm telling you, God is really coming through. So I have been in my ministry full time at the church, at Destiny Church, for a year. Yeah, it would be October 2022 was when I was really there every Sunday, in and out. And the more I really started waking up to the fact that the more you the more you lean into God, the more He leans into you. And there's so much stuff that He can show you, but are you available to see it? And so at this moment, let me go back. For a few years, I was writing. I would write down things that I would hear or that I would read, and like that would really resonate with me. And so in those passages that I would write, God was telling me like, hey, it's going to happen quicker than you thought. this is the beginning of a life that you couldn't have imagined or thought of with me, but you just have to have faith and keep going. There's going to be people poured into your life. There's going to be so much in your life that I want to do through you. All you have to do is just walk. I was like, okay, like, that's fine. I love that openness of like expectation, but curiosity as well. And so in the year that I've been in the ministry, I love studying. I love going to the Sunday school, Bible school, midweek service, any half service, like anything that has to deal with God and him showing up really within a word and teaching and seeing how others do it. I was there. And so after a while, really just being poured into, but also allowing God to change me from the inside out. After a while, my pastor came up to me and he said, hey, so I think you're ready. I was like, I'm ready? He was like, I want you to be licensed as a minister because that's what you're doing anyway. But this time you're just going to have the certification behind it. I said, what?
Mm-hmm.
I said, let's do it. And there's a lot of things when learning about becoming a minister and what that means, and basically, you know, being a servant to others for God's kingdom. I've done that in so many different areas and spaces, but I just didn't call it ministering. And so now that there's that power behind it, I'm like, okay, this is what this means. So I'm stepping up to the calling that God has always had. So God keeps on surprising me. He continuously keeps on blowing my mind with what he wants to do. And so I'm ready. So that's really how that happened. So Sunday will be the day that happens. So I'm excited for that.
Man.
Yeah.
True indeed, man. Well, that's what's up, man. Look, continue to walk in your calling, for real. Man, so what I want to ask now is, how does the Most High inspire Kiki to keep moving forward?
How does he inspire me to keep moving forward? So many ways. It's just how the best way that I can give it in a picture is like in cartoons. You see, like there's like little pieces of candy that someone will leave, and someone's like picking it up, and they're like following a trail. That's what God does to me. So, every day is a great day for something great to happen, and every day is a great day for God to just show up. And I love seeing him show up in ordinary circumstances. So whether it's people, he'll say like a sentence or a word to me, and it'll trickle between more people. So it's like, what's going on there? I really think the inspiration comes through the curiosity of like, there's more to me. Like there is no end to me. So if you want the biggest adventure of your life, continue to follow me and see what that works out for you. And it's just exciting. I'm excited to hear the word that he announces first. I love how that word either shows up in my life or how it's used as a tool. Like God is so real. And the more that I dial in, the more real he becomes. So I really think that's what's inspiring to me, to really get to know him and more of how he operates. So that's, yeah. I would guess I would say that was it.
Word. That's real rap. And, you know, like you said a minute ago, you got your gifts, and you had to step out of your comfort zone in order to know when and where to use your gifts and how to what I'm trying to say, you know, like continue to operate your gifts, and then your gifts started to make room for you. So if you could say anything to inspire others to come out of their comfort zone, what would you say to them?
If I could say anything to inspire others, you just never know what's on the other side of you stepping out of it. There are options. God gives options. He gives options. So in that moment, what is it that you want to do? What would you want to see in your life? And continuing to ask yourself that question just to see where yourself is, see where you are. I think that is really the best way I can say to inspire yourself. Like, ask yourself questions, because what I've recently realized is that it's really easy to just go through the motions and just go through your day without really taking time to consider what happened in your day. How different is your day today from last year? The only moment that you really have is now, and the common denominator between now and before is yourself and the presence of God. So why not figure out what he's got going in there for you? He has a plan, so why not figure out what he's talking about? I don't know if that was necessarily inspirational.
Prove that. Like I said, look, there's no wrong answers here. You giving all the right answers. Like that was definitely powerful. Indeed.
It's so cool. Like, life with God is so exciting. Saying yes to him is a whole new realm of greatness. Like, if you just go through this whole life without knowing who God is, like, you've missed out on so many blessings, so many moments. Mm-hmm. And if you were aware that you had so many of them, that there were just gifts, surprises, conversations, revelations waiting just for you in a day, why not go find out?
Mm-hmm.
It's fun. I love it.
Man, that is so dope. Well, kings and queens, this has been another great word flow, a great conversation with me and Kiki at IMTV Talks. Kiki, I thank you once again for coming through and being on the show.
Thank you for having me. You're awesome. You're great. I appreciate it. You stay great, stay incredible, and keep being you. How about that?
Thank you so much. Man, so what we're about to do now is push play on some of this righteous music. As we check up out of here, this is your Joel Judah, aka DJ Dr. J, with Minister Kiki. We signing off. I just want to say continue to love the Most High, love each other, and love yourselves. Be blessed, y'all.
No, I never felt so in love like this before. And no, I never had someone to hold like this before you. Yeah. So if you're feeling how I'm feeling, then let me see you put your hands up, hands up, hands up. But if what I'm telling you is foreign, then you need a dose of love. Dose of love. Real love is what I fiend for. I wear it on my sleeve just like when Jesus took that sin for us. Loving, he's so faithful, that's the one that can replace you. His power to the day, that's how he sculpted you and made you. How can you not believe the one that gracefully embraced you? Living in fornication, bruises Satan, he won't save you. Wickedness leads to lies, wearing masks won't bring new life. Only the one that sits on high bring you from death to Christ. Whoa, that's how great he is. Ain't no love out there like this. Trust me, I tried it all. He's the only one that can fill your spirit. When you cry in silence, he hear it. Feel like you down, he feel it. Broken hearted, he'll visit. This is a narrow road, but you'll be glad you did it. So in love like this before. This is a narrow road. And no, I never had someone hold like this before you. You. So if you're feeling how I'm feeling, then let me see you put your hands up, hands up, hands up. But if what I'm telling you is foreign, then you need a dose of love. So I never felt this way. Your love is more than pleasure. Back then, straight. We need a dose of love. Yeah. Let me speak on how that is. I've been lonely, I've been desperate for the wrong things, and that's real. Emotional roller coaster, been up and down the hill. Risen from death to life because the power that's within. See, it's the Holy Spirit. He'll bring you strength, he'll give you healing. That daily dose you need, that take you higher than the ceiling. Give in and listen. You hear the clock is ticking. Right or left decisions. So lace them up and shoot that 3 and win.
We need a dose of love. We need a dose of love.
Lace them up and shoot that 3 and win.
We need a dose of love.
before. Nah. And no, I never had someone hold like this before you. Yeah. So if you're feeling how I'm feeling, then let me see you put your hands up, hands up, hands up. Yeah, but if what I'm telling you is foreign, then you need a dose of love.
We need a dose of love. We need a dose of love.
Glory to the Most High God.
We need a dose of love. 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 All we need is love. All we need is love.
What's up? This is G Harris 817, aka the 5-Star General from Fort Worth, Texas. You are now tuned in to the Inspire Mix Movement TV with DJ Dr. J. Get ready for takeoff. Blow!
I've been through the fire, it was painful. Sat back, analyzed it all from every angle. Yet there's still so much to be thankful, grateful. Watching over me are the angels. Hallelujah. He is worthy of my praise. He is worthy of my praise. He is worthy of my praise. Worthy of my praise. Yo, let me tell you a story real quick. Stepdad in ICU got sick. On top of that, my aunt just passed. I quit, but I can't give up, cause the people want this. The calling and the gift with the pain and the trauma all mixed. 50-50 season got me leaning on the scripts. Fed up, set up boundaries with a narcissist. Therapy for a knee that's frozen stiff. Sis taking care of me the best that she could. So why I tell you all this doesn't sound good, does it? And I hope it doesn't sound redundant, but every lesson calls for an adjustment. Rely on the strength of the Most High. You can make it through a rough time for the purpose of service. Life is a journey, y'all have mercy. No matter what happens, you still worthy. He is worthy of my praise. He is worthy of my praise. He is worthy of my praise. Worthy of my praise. Ooh, my soul says He is worthy of my praise. No matter how dark my day, He is worthy of my praise. No matter how dark my days, no matter how dark my days, He is worthy of my praise. He is worthy of my praise. He is worthy of my praise. Worthy of my praise. The joy of the Most High, God's my strength. Faith on max and my doubts on zero. Never underestimate my hero. Jericho walls come down when we blow. Even as wickedness seemingly prevails, there is a day of justice and a promise of eternal life. No one can take from you the faith that you've stored up for such a time as this. So be encouraged and hold on to the joy of Yah, for it is your strength.